you have the gloves, so yeah, if you want to do your best Wookiee pose. This is the original Chewbacca Bowcaster. And one of the things that is really special about it is it's actually used in all 3 movies.
Right.
And then for a little bit of bonus on top, it was also used in the holiday special. A lot of the props in the original Star Wars films were repurposed out of real world artifacts, right?
Right.
I'm sure you know this.
This is a real, it's a Horton?
It's a Horton crossbow, yeah.
Right.
And so just like the Han Solo gun was built out of a Mauser, and Luke's lightsaber is made out of a Graflex, they took real world found parts and they dressed them up, right, to make them science fiction. So this one, you know, they rented the bow from Bapty, which is the famous UK weapons rental house where a lot of the props from Star Wars were sourced, and they dressed it up with the scopes and the sort of the cords and the dials and things that you're seeing on the side of it. And then at the end of production, it went back to Bapty. We think Bapty sold this about 10 years after they finished on Return of the Jedi. And when they sold it, the original dressing parts were not present, and they rebuilt it with some inaccurate dressing parts, which have since been taken off, and it's basically been re-restored. But the key to this thing, the real sort of interesting point, is the shoulder stock extension down here.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, so that is not something you would see on a standard Horton crossbow. That was put on specifically for Return of the Jedi.
Was it because Peter Mayhew's arms are so long?
Probably.
Yeah,
but
I was
it's
thinking
interesting that it took them 3 movies to get there, because in the first and second movie it didn't have that. It was just the standard crossbow. But maybe they thought they were going to be doing more battle action or something. Maybe a prop guy said, hey, what can we do to make your life better? And he said, I need a shoulder stock extension. So it's interesting because you don't see the prop that many times in Return of the Jedi, and you might not pick up on this little extension if you weren't looking for it. But when you go and look for it, like in this production still here, you know, this is a publicity photo that was just taken at the time at Elstree Studios. You can see very clearly the extension there on the shoulder stock. So that's sort of the first big indicator of authenticity. And then when you go in and you start really studying it, you'll see things like little drops of glue on the sides of it here where the coils were originally fixed in. And there's overspray like in the inside of the frame here from where they had the side plates installed, and then they spray painted it. So there's a lot of tells to authenticity, and there's even some markings here. I think there's like a marking here on the back of the shoulder stock that you see in a production photo from the very first movie. And that's how we know it was used in all 3 films.
I was going to ask, you said it's been used in all 3 films and the holiday special. Is this the only one in existence?
As far as we know. As far as we know, and as far as all evidence suggests, meaning any photo where you can see it well, you can match up some scratches, some marks, some tells to say it's this one. No one's ever seen another one. There's no other out there that is known to exist that's genuine. So as far as we know, this is the one and only that Peter Mayhew used in all 3 Star Wars films.